Thank you for being with us still, and I really hope that you've been paying attention because at the end of this presentation there will be a quiz and we will find out who has been very attentive to what has been said so far. But for now, and for the next 20 minutes, I am going to be, and you are going to be as well, with Helen. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Perrine.
So you are a development officer at the Joint Secretariat, and you are going to help our applicant navigate the application process.
Exactly. So first of all, congratulations from my side. You've already reached the first milestone in the application process. You are here with us at the webinar today. When you log off here, it's time to have a thorough look at all our documents, most importantly and firstly, the terms of reference for this call. This will be the information on all the conditions for call 3 that you will need in the upcoming months. In the next step, we do recommend you to have a look at our fact sheets. We have 9 fact sheets, 1 for each of our program-specific objectives. And they simply help you to determine the strategic fit of your project idea with the program. After that, do read the Interreg Northwest Europe program document. It will give you even more information on the specific objective that you choose. And it also offers an analysis of the challenges that we face in Northwest Europe, also in relation to the different types of territories that we have in Northwest Europe. And this will be important to frame your project proposal. So do have a look at it. In the next step, we have 2 complementary documents. We have, as Valentine already mentioned, the program manual, which also applies to regular call. And then specifically for this call, we have the program manual addendum. So in the addendum, you will find all the rules and processes described that you will need to plan a small-scale project and to implement it. So it basically replaces some chapters of the program manual, and whichever chapter it does not replace remains valid in the program manual. So you've got to read both documents. In the next step, and I hope you do it very soon, do log on to GEMS. This is our monitoring platform, and this is where the lead partner of your project idea will submit the project application. In case you get stuck there or anything technical is unclear, we do have the GEMS user manual. So you can always fall back on that one. And we also have a Word version of the application form. And this will come in handy during the drafting process because it's just easier to send back and forth a Word version of your draft rather than logging on to GEMS for each small adaptation that you want to make. And now you're basically fully equipped for the project development, and this means we're on to the next milestone. This is the project development phase from March to July. And in this phase, we do encourage you to get in touch with your contact point that you will see on the screen in a second. You see we have at least 1 contact point for each country, if not more. And the contact points have the knowledge and the experience to make sure that your project proposal will be in line with the program's requirements. And this is very relevant, especially for this one-step procedure, because it means in a one-step procedure, you have to address a lot of different aspects in one go. So you've got to get right the territorial relevance, the transnational challenge, the partnership concept, and the results and the impact. That's all on the one hand. That's what we usually cover in the first step. But then here, on the other hand, you also have to go into the detail of your work plan. You have to describe your work package with all the activities and the deliverables and the outputs, as well as the timeline of your activities and the budget dimension of it. Right, so we could assume that we're almost ready to submit the application. In case you're still looking for partners, as my colleague said before, do log on to the Northwest Europe online community. You can pitch your idea there and invite other applicants or other interested organizations to join your partnership. And then, before submission, we have to make one more stop in June. This will be when we will organize several project development workshops for you to exchange once more in person with your contact point and also with colleagues from the Joint Secretariat. Maybe we meet each other there as well. And this is just a chance for you to polish off your application form, clarify last inconsistencies, and then you're basically, hopefully, ready to submit. This will be on 12th July at 12 p.m. Central European Time. This is lunchtime. And from there on, it will be quite easy for you because in the next step, the Joint Secretariat will take it from there. We will assess all project proposals according to different criteria. So we have two sets of criteria. On the one hand, eligibility criteria. Those are formalities that your application has to fulfill. Like Alexandre explained before, 3 partners from at least 3 countries, and so on and so on. And you have to admit on time. And then on the other hand, we have the content dimension. These will be covered by the quality assessment criteria. And yeah, this is where colleagues will have a look at the content of your application. And you will find both sets of criteria in the program manual addendum. So also have a look at those very early on because they will be useful guidance for you. And finally, in October, November this year, our monitoring committee will meet. Those are the representatives of our member states in the Northwest Europe program. And they are the ones to decide which project is approved or rejected. And either way, you will be informed of the decision within 2 weeks of the monitoring committee. And if your project is approved, you can start with your project activities right away. All right, so I hope I've given you a useful picture of how the next few months might look if you decide to apply. As I said, do have a thorough look through our documents, the key documents on the one hand side, as well as all the other guidance documents that we've put together and the frequently asked questions section and so on. And from my side, all the best.
All right, thank you very much, Helen. So from my side now, 3 key takeaways from what Helen has just told you. Read the thematic fact sheets available on our website. And the InTrack program, you have no excuse because we have it in French, in English, in German, and in Dutch. So all the 4 program languages are covered for you to read in your mother tongue if you wish. Get in touch with your contact points. I think this has been said by all of our speakers. It's very important. They're the best place to give you the tailored advice for a successful project application. And last but not least, do not submit last minute. Be on time, be early, get accustomed to GEMS, the Joint Electronic Monitoring System. All right, Rebecca, do we have any reactions?
Yes, there are still a lot of questions coming in, so thank you so much for being so attentive. Will there be a small-scale call every year from now on?
Well, I think we've partly covered it before. We do plan to launch more small-scale project calls, but we haven't set a calendar for this yet. And whenever the next call comes up, we will keep you informed on our website and the social media and on the newsletter.
Great. Next question. Can a profit-making company apply?
I will take it as lead applicant. The answer would be no. It has to be a public or non-for-profit organization.
But they can be project partners.
They can be project partners, yes.
Okay. Is there a proposal form available for download, and do we apply using EMS?
No, EMS is from a different age. It's the last programming period. We now have the Joint Electronic Monitoring System, GEMS. You will find the link to it on our website. And as I mentioned before, you also have, in addition, a Word version of this application form. that you can already download on our website.
Great. Let's keep going. Could a higher education institution from Austria lead a project with other partners from NWE? Or does the leader have to be from NWE?
Are you asking because our speaker is from Austria? Is this a coincidence?
Maybe. No, this is not possible. The lead partner has to be from the Northwest Europe program area. There are other Interreg programs that will be suitable for Austrian lead partners.
Okay. Next question. Can SMEs participate? If yes, are there any limitations? Could they take the lead? I think we've dealt with this one, but just since the question's still coming in, if you could just clarify.
Yeah, SMEs can participate as project partners. There will be a solvency check before in the course of the assessment. This means that you will have to provide documents for the last 2 years of your business. And we want to avoid that any business could become insolvent during the project lifetime. So you have to prove that you have the necessary monetary capacity to participate.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Can we take part in Call 2 and small scales?
Call 2, step 1 has already closed. If you submit it there, you can also submit a small-scale project proposal as a second one. And as Alexandre explained before, the crucial thing is just, do you have the capacities to navigate both application processes this year? And then if in case both projects would be accepted, do you have the capacities to implement both?
Okay, great. Next question. What is the difference between project partner and lead partner? And are project partners eligible for funding?
Yes, project partners are eligible for funding, up to 60% ERDF, with the exception of Swiss partners. The difference between lead partners and project partners is that the lead partner is the main point of contact from the project towards the JS. So whenever there is communication, we communicate with the lead partner.
Another question. This one's interesting. Who are the members of the monitoring committee?
They are representatives of regions and national or regional level from our partner countries.
They're the ones that are taking the decision on projects.
So
right.
they essentially set up this program. They decided on our program priorities, and they are the ones, as I said, taking the decision on project proposals. So the Joint Secretariat gives a recommendation based on the scoring and the assessment criteria, and then the monitoring committee takes that into consideration and decides.
Okay, some more questions coming in. So regarding languages, can we apply in English? And do we need to provide translations?
Yes, indeed, you must apply in English. This is one of the eligibility criteria. You have to submit your application fully in English. And then right in the beginning, there's the project summary. And this summary has to be submitted in the 4 program languages. That's English, French, Dutch, and German.
Okay. What is the average expected project duration?
Well, we are doing a small-scale project call for the first time, and we are setting the limit of 18 months. And if you consider that it takes some time to get a project going, a couple of months for the beginning, for the first phase, and then it takes also some capacity towards the end of the project to close it down and to close down the administration, then 1.5 years is quite short. So I cannot give you an average, but we would expect that 18 months can be very well filled with activities.
There's still a couple more questions. I can see it slowing down, but there's still a couple more questions. What is the deadline to apply to the call?
So the deadline is the 12th of July, 2023, 12 p.m. Central European Time. that's lunchtime. And we do encourage you to submit earlier because, yeah, you will want to avoid bad surprises just before submission.
Okay. Another question. Can we combine regional ERDF with Interreg funds?
No, there's no double funding.
But there needs to be match funding because we only
And
co-fund
60% ERDF maximum, and then the rest you will have to cover yourself. And you can, some countries do have support, and they offer to cover a part of those other 40%. I would advise you to get in touch with your contact point again to see which possibilities there are in your country.
Okay, and since we're on funding rate, what is the funding rate for startups and SMEs?
The funding rate is the same for everyone except Swiss partners in our program. It's a 60% maximum, and we don't differentiate between startups or other partners. There is a support for micro enterprises and advanced payment that you can apply for, and I would say do look it up in our program manual.
Okay, and it looks like we have one more question. Will there be several calls for small-scale projects during the program period, or is it a continuous application process?
It's not a continuous application process. It seems that many people are very interested. That's good to hear. It's not continuous. This is the one first call that we launch and that we have this year. And we are also learning from this. And based on our learnings, we will then decide when and how the next small-scale project call will be launched. So do keep up to date on our channels.
All right. Thank you very much, Helen, for
My
all
pleasure.
these answers. And it's already time to wrap up the event. And just after the video, a quiz to know if you've paid attention. All right, we have a winner among all of those who are watching us this afternoon, and we will now find out who has been the most attentive to what has been said by our speakers. Rebecca, it's time for the quiz.
Okay, I'm just going to wait while people join. I can see people joining right now. Our first question, which of the following statements makes a project ineligible for the call 3 for small-scale projects? More than one answer is possible. The project application form was submitted on 12th July 2023 at 12:30 CET. The project has 5 partners from Germany and the Netherlands. The partner's lead partner is an NGO. The application form was fully completed in French. So we'll see if you were paying attention because we addressed all of these issues. See the answers coming in. I'll give you a couple more seconds. Okay. Can I have the results, please? There, we have the results. So, the results. The project application form was submitted on 12th July 2023 at 12:30, lunchtime. Central European time, correct. The project has 5 partners from Germany and Netherlands. That is possible.
Yeah, but we need to have 3 countries
3
involved.
countries.
Yeah.
So, as we said earlier, the application form needs to be in English. There is a section in French. Project's lead partner is an NGO.
Yeah, this is right, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes. So there were 3 answers that would make the project application ineligible because you need to submit at noon CET on the 12th of July.
So, next question, please. Which of these statements about the call for small-scale projects is not true? Your partnership should be focused to reach your project objective. Project budget cannot exceed 800,000 euros. You can choose up to 3 types of outputs. You should read the program manual. So, answer this question. We'll wait a couple of seconds while you answer. You can see answers coming in. Okay, let's Can we see the results? So which of these statements about the call for small-scale projects is not true? Yes, 93% answered correctly. You can choose up to 3 types of outputs. No, 1 type of output. Next question, please. Which support tools are available in the project development phase? More than 1 answer is possible. So there are fact sheets on program-specific objectives, individual guidance provided by contact points, the NWE online community platform, and a handbook on James. So this is a tricky one. We'll see if you were paying attention. Give you a couple more seconds to answer the question. There's still answers coming in. Okay, can we see the results, please? Correct. So we do have fact sheets on program-specific objectives. Those are available on our website. Individual guidance provided by contact points. I will insist on that. Please contact your contact points. And there's the NWE online community platform. We don't know who James is. The platform is called GEMS, J-E-M-S, not James. And I think that's it.
Do we have a winner?
Let's see if we have a winner. See who our winner is. Congratulations, Across Limits.
All right, Across Limits Ltd. We hope this is the first step towards a successful application. Thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. All information on the call for small-scale projects is available on our website, nweurope.eu. The recordings of this event will be available shortly, and you will receive a link via email. You can sign up for updates and get all the news on NTREC Northwest Europe on our website, but you can also follow us on social media. We're using LinkedIn and Twitter. Thank you so much to Vinicius, who's been selecting your question, and thank you, Rebecca, for being on the set with me this afternoon.
Varian?
Thanks again to all of our participants. We hope that you enjoyed the event, and we very much look forward to receiving your applications.